Okay. Um. So this video that you're watching is going to be pretty much a response and kind of my point of view with the Landon and Ace situation. Although the one on Twitter was just kind of like in the moment, it was very brief and whatnot. This one here is going to be kind of like my full, in-depth like perspective from it. So the whole thing kind of was not needed, not necessary. I said this in the Pogo chat as well. This was not necessary. This did not need to happen whatsoever. And my reason for that is because he just dropped a snippet for a track, and that's all it was. It wasn't even a full track. Ace did not need to say anything about it, to be completely honest. Now, this reminded me a lot of when I fully dropped NOZONE, and now this video is going to talk about NOZONE and my full thoughts a month after the initial drop of NOZONE on streaming and SoundCloud too. So I've alluded to it before, and I've said it already. The whole era of NOZONE, which isn't even much of an era, I will add, it kind of felt bad and odd to drop it at the time it did, for a number of reasons. One, I was in the midst of a beef that I wasn't even trying to be involved in, even though I did start, which I do apologize to Ethel about, and I will continue to apologize to him about, because that was also unnecessary whatsoever. And the initial drop of it too, afterwards, with the reviews that came out from it from Ethel, Garcia, and Ace. Ace had no involvement with the project whatsoever. So for him to come out and try to compare it to an average Drake album was disappointing. That was more disappointing. Then I kept getting the type of hate for it, and I didn't feel good about it. I did not feel good about it at all. And I said it in my video on Twitter that I didn't really feel like making music again. And that's true. I did not feel like making music whatsoever again after that, because it felt shitty. It felt super fucking shitty. Obviously, there were issues with the album, and I saw that a lot afterwards. So, to anyone that had been involved with it, I do want to apologize to, because I was not in perfect... Well, A, I was lazy and didn't really care to finish it. I just wanted to drop it. And B, I just really wanted to kind of like, the whole point of the album, this is the second point, the whole point of that album was to show that, like, where I've come. How far have I come after my best project, Flux into Angels? How far have I come, and who am I able to collab with? And there was a lot of people I was able to collab with on that project. The biggest one being Scotty, Titman, and Landon. Landon, this is why I kind of didn't like him saying that no one was on his side, because I was on his side the entire time. That man has helped me with a lot when I was working on the Angels album. He helped me with a lot of stuff. I got to do a lot more music with him, and I'm very grateful for him. But that doesn't mean I'm not grateful for everyone else I worked with too, because Ethel, Garcia, Jackety, Loza, Titman, and then eventually we get more people. I'm grateful for that. I will always be grateful for that, and I will always do music with them, even despite the whole Landon and Ace beef. Which is not me picking sides. That my whole argument was that we don't need to have sides. This is something that no group should have. And so it's like, I'm not going off a script. I'm just saying what's in my head, what I'm trying to tell y'all, and this whole thing has messed everything. This has been a big divide right now. Is pretty much what happened after Landon left, and then Sharon left as well. Which I'm grateful to work with Sharon too, even though that collab album was not in any form to be released. Just saying that. My point is that where I'm coming from with it, it was a shitty time for NOZONE to drop. And I was in a shitty headspace, which I will admit, I was not feeling good about it. I felt very, I would say, belittled, but at the same time, it was kind of necessary because of how bad that most of the tracks were, which were on me. Now, I'm only thinking that headspace because going back to it and listening to the tracks I did poorly on, which were a good amount, it makes sense for it, but at the same time, like, it was a hate campaign. It really was. If y'all don't think it was a hate campaign, I don't know what to tell y'all. I really don't, because what it ended up affecting me was, it affected me badly. And that's why I've been saying for a while I didn't even want to make music again because of it. So that's why I'm saying that. Now back to that whole Landon and Ace beef that happened yesterday, because that was a whole thing I don't even know how I can describe, because one part of it is Ace shouldn't have even said anything. He shouldn't have put the tweet out about the snippet, because it's a snippet. Let's be real. If you're going to shit on a snippet, you might as well wait for the song to come out and then have your opinion on it, not have the snippet drop and be like, "Oh, I sleep on this, that make me sleepy." It's just like, it doesn't make sense to put your throw out like that. Maybe say something about, like, "Hey, this doesn't really sound that good, but I'm still gonna wait and see what he comes out with." It makes sense for Landon to respond. It does. Why wouldn't he respond? It just makes sense for him to respond to it. But then for Ace to respond back to it, it's just like, now you're pushing it more. Landon responded again because he feels like he has to respond to that one. And then that just kept going until I got brought into it. Because I did get brought into it. I'm just saying because I fucking got brought into it. So I had to say something. And I have to say something about it. And that apology that Ace threw in the last second, I would have appreciated that a lot more when it was a month ago. But because he never apologized to me privately. That's why I kind of didn't even really say I accepted the apology. I barely said it. I said I accepted it, but I didn't really accept it because you did it publicly. You didn't even DM me privately about it. And, which, not that to say no one else did, because Ethol, we talked about it. We had private conversations about it, talking about that whole thing. So, I'm not mad at Ethol at all. So, to finish that whole beef section that happened with me and him, we've talked about it. That's done. We're moving on. That's our beef set aside, done with. I don't even care to go back and diss him because I have no reason to. We're working on music. So, I should really just said that. I didn't even know why I said some of that bullshit. But, me and Garcia, we haven't spoke a lot, but he has said some good words to me privately, and I do appreciate him for that. I have no issues with Garcia. Garcia is a really good creator, a really good artist, and he knows his shit. I think that's another thing too. He knows his shit. So when he DMs me privately about him wanting me to improve, I'm taking that to account, along with Ethol and Titman and Landon. I'm taking that into account when it comes to the next album I'm working on. I'll get into that like roughly at the end. I don't know how long I'm gonna go on for this, so it could be for fucking however. Ace never did. Ace never DM'd me privately apologizing or saying any type of good remarks. He never did, which is fine. I didn't really care. And then this whole thing went on, and it went on in the private group chat. Not private group chat, but it went on in the group chat. And That's kind of why I didn't like Landon saying that no one was on his side. I was on his side because you don't start something and then keep going, and then y'all keep going with it, and then keep going on a different chat, and then everyone gets pissed off, and people aren't saying this and saying that. I kept putting in voice notes talking about that whole thing, and I was getting pissed off. I didn't know what I was really saying, to be real. And the reason I kept saying to talk it out, I kept saying that because I didn't want the fucking chat, this whole group chat, to fucking break off, which it's starting to, which sucks. Because, like, in all seriousness, I'm like the newest guy. I'm the newest guy in there, and it got ugly. It got real fucking ugly. And the only real people that were, I guess, in support of Landon, see, he won't put names out, and I respect him for that, but I'm willing to, because it needs to be said. These things need to be said by someone. Loza was on majoritarily just like a neutral side, but I feel like he was more on Landon's side, because he has been typing at Ace, fucking quit and be quiet. So I'm assuming that Loza's on that side. I was on Landon's side because I believe in the moral opinion of it, being like, if you're gonna shit on him publicly, there's no reason to fucking do all this stupid shit. The only people that weren't really saying a lot. Eventually, Ethol started saying something, but of course he wanted to have it be a makeup. So, and I was too. So I'm in the wrong for that too, and I will apologize for that. The people I wish did say something, and the people I wish said something, because they probably would have made the situation not as bad. I wish Titman said something. I was kind of getting angry at Titman. I didn't say anything. I didn't say it to him privately, and I wish I did. But I wish he had said something in there, but he was like, "Oh, it's not my business." It's a group chat. We're all trying to keep it civil, and then you're not gonna really say much instead of like fair, period. Like that's not what you're supposed to fucking say. I apologize to Titman for that, but I'm just saying he should have said something. There's no reason to not say something when this is involving a pretty close collaborator. For me, Landon's a pretty close collaborator. Sharon didn't really add a lot. I think he just kind of tried to keep it going in some ways, and I guess was on Landon's side. But to me, it didn't look like that. So I'm kind of in the middle with Sharon on that. And then he left too, which I didn't even expect that. I didn't expect Landon to leave the group chat either, but I understand it. I'm not going to until something happens to me, and if I have a reason to leave, I will leave. I almost did when the NOZONE shit happened, but I don't care about NOZONE anymore. I'm off that. Garcia eventually did say something, but I feel like it's the same kind of thing as Ethol. He wanted to keep it civil and keep it where it wasn't going to have anything crazy happen. So I'm not going to get angry at Garcia about that. It's just a few people I did mention. I wish they did say something, because then it probably wouldn't be as bad as it got to. And that's shitty. That's really fucking shitty, in my opinion. Because there's just no reason for this shit to have happened. There's no reason for it. And then, I kind of wanted to say this because I don't know how I can talk about it, but the announcement of SNG Braden retiring, and it was kind of crazy right after the whole Pogo shit happened. I just like, I don't know how to feel about that, but I mean I understand it too, because he didn't want this shit to happen either. So it's just it's a lot. It's really a lot, and of course I'm kind of the newest person to see it in this whole thing, which sucks, because this is like, These people I've worked with have like done a lot for me, have done a lot to me, and I still wanted us to still be kind of a group. But of course, that didn't happen the way it eventually did happen to. And all I can really say is, I'm gonna stay in Pogo because I still want to work with these people. And of course, I will always be on Landon's side because he has done a lot for me. And I respect his decision on leaving Pogo. I respect Sharon's decision on leaving Pogo. And that's all I can really say. That's all I can really say. Now let's not get into a shitty mood because I really want to talk about what I would want to talk about now is new music. The album I'm working on, and I haven't really mentioned a lot of what's happening with the album. Off Fucus. I haven't mentioned a lot, but I'm excited for this album, and the whole thing about it, because, like I said with NOZONE, NOZONE was for like who can I work with, who have I been able to work with after my success of the Flux trilogy, the initial trilogy. This album is kind of a very serious in a sense of like more of my capabilities. It's like a comeback. Like I'm focusing a lot on lyrics, even though they're not crazy lyrics, but it's like I'm focusing a lot on the writing of it and the structure of it. So there's been some tracks I worked on for it that won't be on that project. They will be on a whole different project, which I will announce a whole nother time. But Ophiuchus is kind of just a comeback album. And I said this too, I didn't want to make the album because of NOZONE. I was so geared up for NOZONE that I didn't even feel like wanting to make another project, what I did initially with the Flux trilogy. But I'm doing it because I really trust myself to make a great album. And I said this, I don't think I said it though, but I'm going to say it here. I want this album to be in competition with a lot of HHT right now. Like, Ethol is about to drop a pretty big album. Not track-wise, or length-wise, but like seriousness-wise. He's about to drop a big album this month, which I'm excited for. I've said it before. I'm still excited for A Lot Has Happened to drop. Garcia just dropped Allies, and that is a pretty big album in itself because it's different from the other shit he's dropped, and it's really good sounding too. Landon's about to drop P&W, which I'm very excited for because, for a lot of reasons. There's a lot of music coming out, and Ophiuchus, I want to really be kind of in competition with it, and I want it to be the best. I really want it to be the best, and that's kind of the goal of it. And I'm just excited for it to come out. So when it does come out, of course I'm going to announce the date. There's only a few more tracks left to finish up on it. I've got some pretty good features on here, and I'm just excited for this to come out and for y'all to hear how much I care about this project, because I care about it a lot, and I want everyone to hear how much I care about it. So stay tuned, of course. Stay tuned, and just be ready. I said that same quote when Angels dropped, but be ready. All right. All the love as always. This is a big year for me. be ready.